So we're here today with Denise Collison, who just gave a fantastic keynote address to the assembled women, and we're going to mine her for a little more information and tips on women's leadership. So, Denise, a lot of times one of the problems is that women don't volunteer for leadership or don't see themselves that way or don't put their hand up. What can we do to encourage more women to pursue leadership opportunities?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that we can do. So I think some of the more important things are, first and foremost, I think we have to give women at all ages, the opportunity to understand that they can do it. And we do this by maybe involving them in projects or giving them a project on their own and then guiding them through that project to success. I think a lot of times for women, it's that fear of, do I have the skill set? Can I actually do this? And we hold ourselves back because of that. So if we can demonstrate, yeah, you can, I believe you can, and I'm going to show you how you can and trust you with this project, then they'll start to build that confidence up. And when the opportunity comes up, they'll be the first ones to put their hands up. So I think actually, giving them the opportunity to discover that is number one. I think certainly number two, starting at the earliest ages in schools, but certainly when they're coming into the workforce, talking about it openly, having open conversation about, what do you want for your career? Would you consider a career in leadership? This is what leadership looks like. These are the things that are tough, and these are the things that are wonderful. And so just actually opening those lines of communication, I think, are really important, because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about becoming leaders. I think it's unless you self-select into some type of leadership program or role, no one's just going to crane lift you into a leadership position. So I think opening that dialogue is going to be really important. And then, of course, mentorship, I think, is huge. And mentorship comes in a lot of forms. It could be a longer term engagement. It can just be short little bites. I think there's this idea that I've tried to instill in my group is this like mini mentorship, just these mini moments of recognition, like, hey, I just saw that you did that. That's a really good leadership quality that you have there. So like, can we spend some time talking about that? So like these mini mentoring moments that we can find, and also, of course, formal mentorship opportunity. I think those things are really critical to getting more women interested in taking that leap into leadership.
What are some skills that that women should foster in themselves in order to be ready to be a good leader? How much time do we have?
Good question. That is a good question. Oh boy, I think first and foremost, and I'm speaking from personal experience, but I think a lot of the women that I know have this. It is being able to speak your truth, like being able to say what you need to say and not holding that back. So really being able to practice, and you have to practice this. Like I always say, like, you got to kind of cut your teeth on people or things that you maybe aren't so high priority or high intensity. Like cut your teeth there, saying the truth, like speaking out your truth. But practicing actually being able to say out loud exactly what you want to say, I think that's huge, and it's not a skill women are brought up with, unfortunately. I think courage, and that's not a skill, but we need more courage. There's been research done that shows that if women are looking at a job description and they don't have every single thing that is required of that job, they won't go apply. But men will look at it and be like, I'm going to go do this. I can do this. And so that courage to take the leap and understand it's okay if I don't have these things, because I can learn. I'm going to go learn that. And then to me, like I said in my talk, I think it's the skill is knowing when to ask for help is huge. And I think, unfortunately, as women, a lot of times we want to just show that we can do it all on our own. We're self-sufficient. We're going to stand up here. We're going to do the thing. But that's just not reality. We need a team of people to help fill in our gaps for us. So asking for that help when we need it, I think, is actually. And we don't want to inconvenience somebody else. So what a great point. So it's like, well, no, I don't want to bother them. I'll do it. That's exactly right. So kind of shedding that is huge. So not the normal skills, probably not the skills you would have thought I would say, like detail oriented, all of that's important. Time management. Right, exactly. It's all important, but that's not the most important thing for women. And
not necessarily the things that any given individual is missing and
Right.
needs to.
That's exactly right.
If you could talk to your 22-year-old self, just getting out of college, what would you say?
You know, I get asked this question quite a lot, and I have the same answer every time. I really think about this a lot because I think it's important, especially I have a 22-year-old daughter, you know, and so it really is very meaningful to me, especially right now. I think early on, I didn't understand that I was in control of my career. I was being pulled along in a lot of ways, and I didn't know that I could make decisions and say, I want to go for that, and then do the things to get me there. I didn't realize that early on. Now, I happened to land in a really great place. So, and it's a blessing, and I'm very grateful for all of that. But who knows where I would have landed if I had known at 22 that I get to decide and that I get to try and reach and take those leaps of faith. So I think that's it. I want women to know when they're coming out of school that you get to decide.
Your path.
Yeah, you get to decide your path. And that path may not be linear, you know.
Probably
I'm
won't
going to
be,
decide
right?
exactly. I'm going to go over here, and nope. Now I'm going to go over here, and now I want to go up, and now I want to go across. But that it's all up to you.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. Do you have a role model?
So unique situation that I'm in. I work for a woman-owned company, and I have worked for a woman-owned company for 29 years.
Career,
Yeah, and so I've had this phenomenal opportunity to watch this brilliant woman grow into a $14 billion business. And I have a very close seat at the table to watch her do what she does. And so I'd say Ty Lee, who is the CEO and president of SHI, has definitely been a role model to me. She's a brilliant businesswoman. She brings her human side to work. She cares very deeply about her employees, and she can make tough decisions. And so I've been very fortunate.
A powerful combination.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to watch all this, and she is absolutely hands down the smartest woman I know. So to have the ability to watch this in that close of proximity has been instrumental for sure in my career. I would also say that she's empowered me over the course of my career, and to have that type of empowerment as a young woman with a big business and a big responsibility has been life-changing.
Place trust, a lot of trust
A
in you
lot
at a
of
young
trust,
age.
a lot of trust at a young age. And if we can do more of that for our women, I can't even imagine the things that we could accomplish in our business lives, in our personal lives, if we could just empower the young women and then let them just go. You know, do what you will do. So Ty's gifted me that. So hands down.
Well, it sounds like you're passing it on to.
I'm trying to. That's my responsibility, is to pass it on and create future leaders. Yeah.